there are two, not just one, but two top programs that have plenty of question marks at the quarterback position. Alabama Crimson Tide and the Ohio State University Buckeyes. There were obviously going to be somewhat of a regression at the position inevitably, as they lose both Bryce Young and CJ Stroud, respectfully, to the NFL draft. But did you expect at August 1st, 2023, that both Nick Saban and Ryan Day not have a sure thing at the spot once August 1st came around? And then you have Ohio State, who said goodbye to CJ Stroud last season, a player who obviously with amazing potential. We're going to see him play quarterback for the Houston Texans in 2023. They were arguably a play away. You could even make the argument that they should have won the game in the really national championship game of last season against Georgia, losing just by a point. The Big Ten officials came out saying that hit to Marvin Harrison was illegal. We're not going to get into that, but might as well let it just be known on this show. But they don't have CJ Stroud anymore. And Ryan Day still can't beat Michigan, at least not in the few years, taking the step back to being, I guess you could call it, the little brother. And I know you don't want to hear that, and believe me, I don't want to say that either, but it seems to be the case right now. What does Ohio State need to do to break the hump, go over, beat Michigan, get into the college football playoffs yet again, maybe as a 1 or 2 seed this time, and a Big Ten champion, and get back to that national championship race? Well, they couldn't do it with CJ Stroud. They still have guys like Marvin Harrison Jr. back, but the quarterback race is still up for grabs. There are odds that are coming out just a couple days ago who will take the spot. It seems between Kyle McCord and Devin Brown. Now, Kyle McCord, this one seems a little more clear than the Alabama situation. Kyle McCord does have a slight edge over Devin Brown, and I mean, Ryan Day did say that at Big Ten Media Day that he does have an edge, but the competition is not over, and that's what fall camp is going to be. I think that is one of the biggest things to pay attention to in fall camp. Obviously, the Alabama situation is important as well, but the Ohio State quarterback battle will be decided in fall camp, and I think it'll be decided for the entire season. This won't be one of those situations that, obviously barring health and injury, of course, that go back and forth and switch. The winner of this battle will be the guy for the Buckeyes. And Kyle McCord, why he has the slight edge? Well, we saw experience from him last year. He came in when CJ Stroud was hurt, kind of like Milroe, Alabama last year. But he has that repertoire, and he has that relationship with wide receiver Marvin Harrison Jr., who arguably is the best player in all of college football on both sides of the ball. And I mean, not just because he's the son of a Hall of Famer, right, in Marvin Harrison. He is really good. He might be better than his dad when it's all said and done, when we're done talking about him in 10, 15 years, when the NFL is all said and done for that guy. But Kyle McCord seems like the guy. They both have, they both have there's some really good skills, and I think that's why it's still up in the air. But while it seems like Buckeye Nation is split between the two and who should start, it seems like McCord's going to take the first snaps against Indiana. But I'd still like to see Brown get in some good stuff. Again, going back to the Michigan style with J.J. McCarthy, Cade McNamara. I think when you are in a quarterback battle like this of a Power 5 school, and not just any Power 5 school, a top-tier college football playoff expected team like Ohio State, like Alabama, you really got to make that decision, and you can't just figure it out in fall camp. Although I think we will have an answer, but who will be that guy? There's a possibility that Brown could get some really good sparks in Indiana, a Big Ten matchup, and change Ryan Day's mind, change Brian Hartline's mind. I don't see it happening, but there we go. We got to make that be known on this show.